UnDaoDu to you. Undo people with a laugh and a smile. Life is too short. Don't get upset. Remember, laugh and smile. There's nothing more disarming than someone who genuinely laughs and smiles at adversity. DAO, help those around you. If I can help this farmer here make his rice better by having less weed patches, right? If I can help my neighbor, help my friends in times of adversity, then we're gonna make the world a better place. And do serve and share with others. And I'm hoping that this video, if you're watching this video, you will consider sharing your time, your expertise, and helping to bring about FATDAO, Found Ups Ag Token DAO. It's a decentralized project, not owned by anyone, but by the people that it helps and serves, and modeling after the 2004 DARPA prize, where I imagine teams of students creating weed picker bots that will scour a paddy like this. Is a rice paddy, right? Picking out weeds. And ultimately, if we can make farming less labor intensive, and weed picking in Japan is a very labor intensive aspect. And you can see down here, actually here's grass growing on the side here where there's very little water. I don't know if you can see that down here. But this actually in the middle here looks pretty weed free. This is actually one of the privately owned rice fields owned by a family over there. It's not a co-op run. But the difference between a rice field that is run privately as the original farmer and one that is run by a co-op is significant. The weeds that I've observed, and I've lived in Japan nearly 20 years, and I have participated and involved myself in rice farming. I worked as a rice farmer, drove the tractor, combines, and every day I've been looking at rice fields. And I can tell you, over the last 5 years, the quality of the fields, and like this is a new field, right? So that field was a private one. This is one, you can see all the grass in here. I don't know if you can see it all the grass in here. You can see the openness of it. It's just full of weeds. And imagine a fleet of solar powered, they don't have to be fast or slow, they just trudge along, right? Scouring, going up and down the paddy, and all they're doing is pulling out and dropping the weed, pulling out and dropping the weed. That's all they do. And when they run out of juice, they just lay on the side at the angle, right, of the sun, like right there, 20% angle, and they recharge. And they leave this, and they can work and move along from tambo to tambo, sending real-time data. For example, this tambo needs to have water, tambo rice paddy, right, rice field, needs to have water. The color of the rice tells you, the rice shaft tells you, this right here, right? This is wintertime, so it's actually gray. But the color of the greenness of this tells you how much fertilizer is in the field. So the bot can also grab that data on there. And ideally, you know, the way we run this is we build a prototype, we get it tested, we out here work, we build some notoriety of my son, who's 16 years old. He's studying for his high school entrance exams right now, and helping his grandfather, being out there with his grandfather, who has lost all interest in life. I'll tell you, he's just become like a zombie since he turned over his livelihood was this rice field. That's what his passion was, and he has his passion no more. And all he does is sleep, and maybe we can extend his life by giving him purpose and being involved with his son, his grandson, and a bot that's gonna help his rice fields. My name is Mike Trout. I'm here to solve problems, and this is a big problem that's been developing in Japan, especially over the last 5 years, because of the average age being 68 5 years ago in 2017. And now all these farmers are basically quitting, and these rice fields are going in the hands of a few who don't have the manpower. So we have to create autonomous agents to assist in this. And I can see in the future, you know, We have tractors that actually just automatically plow the field with the same technology that we develop in the spiders, right? Have a LiDAR unit, so the tractor. There's tons of tilling in farming. There's a lot of tilling in rice farming. There's the first till, then there's the second till, then there's the flooding, and the third till. There's 3 tillings, and there's no reason why all this couldn't be done autonomously. With the same technology we developed for the spiders, will be developed for taking old tractors and turning them into autonomous agents. Using this, instead of so farmers, these small little farmers, don't have to spend $100,000 for a brand new robotic tractor. Zero marginal cost. That's where we're headed. Zero Marginal Cost is a book you should read. It's by Jeremy Rifkin. It came out in 2014, and it talks about the cost of all this stuff going down to the point where there's no cost to it. Once we develop the autonomous agent, the AgBot, then there's already technologies taking beach plastics and turning them into plastics that then can be used, using 3D printers to produce all the different parts of the bot, right? So there is actually very little cost to the AgBot picking weeds. And these same bots could be used, technology could be used for gardening, for lawn care, and you name it. The beautiful thing about Japan is it's a very tight-knit community. And Japan Agriculture, who I want to bring on as a partner, but we can only bring them on as a partner when they get excited at the project, right? And we say, listen, we'll give you 49% of the tokens or whatever towards this, so they feel like they have a vested interest. I believe, like all these bots would be done by subscription. So the technology side, not the bot itself, but the technology side behind the bot, right? The management and everything else is what you pay for. Same thing in a security camera, which is much more rudimentary, which is grabbing your pictures and sharing. The same thing with these bots. The real value isn't in the AgBots themselves, but in the data that is curated. And follow DARPA. 20 years after DARPA, 2024, started in 2004, 2024, we have our first competition where students from all over Japan and the world come to Japan, run their bots, have the old farmers, figure out, how much weed they pulled out, and the speed, right, and the precision, and have a lot of fun for kids developing these AgBots. It all starts with you. I need your help. I'm just one guy here with a vision. I can see these bots roaming these rice fields all around me, helping out the aging farmers, helping out the co-ops, and bringing down the cost of food, the availability of food, and these bots spreading around the world, to the Philippines, to India, to Asia, all over, wherever there is rice farming and farming. Thanks.